Don't get high on anything so you can get high on everything. A blissful, unblissful state. And that leads us into this game, and you're high on life. And so am I guess. So, pretty much an alien cartel invades Earth. It's a really interesting setup. And they want to get high off of humans, so I guess they absorb our goo or our like innards or organs or whatever. And you must defend Earth as this intergalactic bounty hunter. And you're really just a kid, like you look like a teenager, so I'm assuming you're like early teens and you're defending the whole Earth against these goons, and they're pretty much like space gangsters from the impression I got. And yeah, like your main gimmick in this game are your pistols, and they're not like standard alien pistols, they all talk. Now admittedly, I played this game for a while, I'm still on the same first pistol, and there's a lot of humor, there was a lot of talking guns in this game, and yeah, your pistols are all alien smartasses, and they talk and cuss and just like the sidekicks in your other games, but they're actually your weapons in this game. So it's a very stylish game. The graphics look sleek. It really reminds me of like, what if Rick and Morty was like, that style was put towards some sci-fi game, and you know, you have to expect to see Rick and Morty pop up from somewhere. The gun, the default gun, I've forgotten the Kenny, the default gun, he sounds exactly like Morty. Like Justin Roiland didn't even try and change the voice. I guess it's kind of hard, but yeah, instantly you just think it's Morty talking to you, and it's a pistol. So yeah, so the backgrounds, they really exude personality, and they change quite a bit. So it's, even if you're bored of one area, because I find like the environments they look nice, but when you start exploring them, you realize there's not much there to explore. But they do have a certain personality, and they're kind of cool to just observe and like walk around and explore for a little bit before you move on. And so yeah, the game is definitely, like the humor is definitely not for kids. Like if you look at pictures of this game, you'll think, you know, maybe it's for kids. It's really not for kids. It's just like a Rick and Morty episode, not for kids. So yeah, there's blood and gore from aliens, but it's like sort of blood splatter, so it's not like super horrific from the parts I've seen so far. Crude humor, there's strong sexual themes, strong language, there's like drug reference and like strong violence, but the violence is like cartoon violence, at least so far. The humor is pretty good, but it's definitely like the Justin Roiland, Rick and Morty humor, and like I find it's like kind of hit and miss. Like it's not as polished as like say some of the other Rick and Morty jokes in the show. It's like it's really hit and miss, as I said. It's kind of extreme harsh humor. Every main character on a plus on that is they have a distinct personality, which keeps the game interesting. There's a ton of dialogue constantly spewing out of your speakers, especially from the pistol, which seems to talk the most. Some of the bad guys do too, but like not so much. Usually it's your pistol and the bad guys, like the dialogue are overlapping and everything. So yes, it's definitely the voice acting that makes this game stand out and makes you wonder what you'll hear next, and that's sort of what kept me going playing this game. When exploring, you kind of expect to see a whole world out there, and as I said, like you want to explore, but then you realize like the game is so linear that you know, there's nothing to really explore beyond where you're supposed to be going. So sort of like which is kind of a shame, because like the way they've set up the levels, like it looks like there would be more to see, but once you start to walk around, you realize no, there isn't. But yeah, the game is very linear, and the scanner, once you get the scanner, it'll quickly tell you like, okay, this is where you have to go, and you know, the game sort of like forces you in that direction. Like you have nothing else to do, so the game isn't as populated as it initially feels, which is kind of a bummer. And the humor's like really hit and miss. as well. As I said, like it feels like, you know, maybe they should have polished the writing a little bit, maybe hire someone else to write some more. I don't know, but it's fairly unique as a FPS, you know, gun talking game, but like it's kind of gimmicky at the same time. Like the pistols are nothing too special, just like blasters, laser bolts, like Martian handguns from the bit I've played. Yeah, it just feels like a cartoon version of Prey with swearing and loads of random humor. That's what it feels like to me. The game is ultimately very short too, and that's another downside. Apparently it's like 8 or 9 hours if you're just playing through, 17 hours if you take your time and try and unlock everything. It's an entertaining title, and it's a fun ride, but I feel like after I stopped playing, like I didn't feel like a strong urge to pick it up again. I thought it was fun in the moment, but like it sort of feels like kind of same-ish, kind of like linear. Yeah, and it just, if I don't see it being a classic, like to me it strikes me as like an average title with a famous voice actor, like almost a shoo-in, but I don't want to call it a shoo-in. But yeah, if you can get like High on Life for like 30 bucks, 40 bucks maybe Canadian, go for it. You know, it's gonna be fun while it lasts. I paid full price of 60, 70, and I feel like it kind of got ripped off. Because you look at the shiny graphics and you just realize the game's world is nowhere near as large as you were expecting, and like it's just quite linear, really. It's a solid 7 out of 10 when the humor's good, but I would say it's an average 6 out of 10 when it's not. It just, overall, it just feels like average, unfortunately. It's kind of a letdown. I was really looking forward to playing this, and like I didn't get a chance to play it, and then it's like, you know what, it really feels like a 6 out of 10. So keep getting high on life. Just don't get too high on your expectations on the hype for this game, because it might let you down. So keep on gaming. See you soon. Bye.